are back. Part 3 of 3 of your mobile testing interview questions. In part 1 and part 2, we've given you beginner and intermediate testing questions. Now it's time for part 3. These are the advanced mobile testing questions. This is if you're really looking to impress. You're going to be able to give some really good questions here. Now, if you missed part 1 or part 2, definitely go back and check those out. You'll see the links here. You'll also find them below in the description. And ensure that you do not miss any more great content like this. So subscribe. Make sure that you get that bell clicked right next to the subscribe button so you will be notified of all the upcoming videos. Without further ado, let's jump in. Your advanced testing questions. Here we go. What is your approach to test automation in mobile testing? While answering this question, also explain why you rely on your approach. Here is one sample answer. I start by identifying test cases that are repetitive and time-consuming as prime candidates for automation. Then a combination of testing tools like testRigor, Appium, Selenium, etc., depending on the app's platform and requirements, is used. The next task is to integrate automated testing into the CI/CD pipeline to ensure tests are run automatically with each build, with continuous maintenance and update of test scripts. I make sure that the automation scripts are modular, reusable, and easy to maintain. This involves using data-driven and keyword-driven approaches to make the scripts more adaptable to changes in the app. A balanced use of automated and manual testing is maintained, especially for exploratory usability and ad hoc scenarios. I regularly review and update the automation strategy and test cases with my team. How do you ensure the scalability of mobile apps? Here is a sample answer you might use. I conduct performance testing under various load conditions to assess how the app handles increased user traffic and data processing. This includes load testing to evaluate the app's behavior under expected user loads and stress testing to determine its limits. Scalability testing specifically measures the app's capacity to scale up or down in response to increased workload, like adding more users or transactions. This involves gradually increasing the load and monitoring the app's performance and resource usage. Cloud-based testing environments simulate a wide range of user scenarios and device configurations. Automated testing runs these tests quickly and efficiently at scale, ensuring consistent test coverages as the app grows. Why is continuous integration important in mobile app testing? For this question, use an example from your experience to explain. Here is one sample answer you might give. Continuous integration, or CI, is a real game changer in detecting issues early, enhancing the quality of our code and speeding up getting our apps out there. It is all about frequently adding new or updated code. This happens several times a day and is tested immediately in a shared space. This rapid cycle helps spot and fix any hitches in integration. Things move fast here, and constant updates in operating systems and various phone models are required. CI is a big contributor to automated tests. This means we can make sure any new updates play nicely with what we already have. That's our regression testing. Now that's incredibly important when considering a wide spectrum of devices and operating system versions. Everyone stays on the same page, boosting team communication and ensuring our app development is hitting the mark with user needs. What are the challenges in testing IoT-based mobile application? Here's a detailed sample answer. Huge range of devices. There's the challenge of device diversity and interoperability as IoT evolves various devices and sensors with different specifications and communication protocols. Ensuring the mobile app functions correctly with all these devices is crucial. Critical performance testing. Another challenge is network connectivity and performance testing. IoT devices often rely on different network technologies like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee, or cellular networks, and testing how the app performs under varying network conditions is essential. Security and privacy testing. They are also more complex due to the sensitive nature of data collected and transmitted by IoT devices. It's critical to ensure robust security protocols to protect against data breaches and unauthorized access. UI and UX testing. User interface and experience testing for IoT apps can be challenging, as these apps often need to present complex data in a user-friendly manner. Handling scalability. Top concern, as IoT systems may need to handle many devices and a massive amount of data. How do you test voice integrations in mobile apps? Now, the tip here is to use an example from your experience to explain how you've done this. But if you haven't done it just yet, you could answer it something like this. We test the voice recognition capability under various conditions, including different accents, speech patterns, and background noise levels to ensure the app accurately captures and intercepts spoken commands. Conducting functionality testing to verify that the app correctly executes the commands it receives through voice input, covering a wide range of possible user commands helps. Compatibility testing is important to make sure that the voice integration works seamlessly across different devices and operating systems. Usability testing to evaluate the ease of use and intuitiveness of voice interactions, ensuring they enhance the overall user experience. This includes testing the app's responses for clarity and relevance. I also include tests for how the app handles ambiguous and unknown commands, checking its ability to guide users gracefully in such scenarios. What is your approach to testing AR/VR features in mobile apps? You can answer this as, now the main point to remember is to focus on technical performance and user experience. I start with functionality testing to ensure that the AR/VR features work as intended, including accurate environment mapping and object placement for AR and immersive VR environments. Performance testing is unavoidable, as AR/VR applications are quite resource intensive. I assess how the app performs under different hardware conditions. Also, I pay special attention to frame rates, latency, and overall system stability. Usability testing is another key component where I evaluate the user interface and interaction design within the AR/VR environment. This includes assessing ease of navigation, intuitiveness and controls, and user comfort, especially for prolonged usage. I also use compatibility testing to test the app's functions well across various devices with different processing capabilities, camera qualities, and display resolutions. There is always a strong emphasis on safety and privacy aspects to evaluate whether the app provides adequate user guidance to prevent physical accidents in AR scenarios and securely handles user data in VR environments. How do you test maps and GIS during mobile testing? Use this sample answer and add or remove as per your own experience. I focus on both functional and user experience aspects. Functionally, I verify that map loading, zooming, and scrolling are smooth and accurate. This includes testing the accuracy of GIS data and ensuring that location tracking, waypoints, and geographic features are correctly displayed and updated in real time. Conducting usability testing to see that map interfaces are user-friendly and intuitive with clear icons and labels. Compatibility testing is important to check that maps render correctly across different devices and screen sizes. GPS apps I test under various conditions, such as different urban and rural environments to ensure reliable location tracking. Network condition testing is also done to see how the app's map and GIS features perform under different connectivity scenarios. The app should also adhere to privacy laws and guidelines, especially when handling user location data. How do you test mobile payment systems? Sometimes you might get asked this, and you could answer it as, mobile payment systems testing involves a razor-sharp, detailed, and security-focused approach, starting with functional testing to validate all payment-related functionalities. This includes transactions, card storage, and payment processing, working as intended, also verifying integration with various payment gateways and methods like credit, debit cards, e-wallets, and bank transfers is very important. Security testing is unavoidable, where I rigorously test for vulnerabilities to prevent data breaches. Encryption of sensitive data like card details and compliance with industry standards like PCI DSS should be present. Usability testing is also critical to ensure the payment process is user-friendly and intuitive. This minimizes the risk of user errors during transactions. Payment systems should work seamlessly across devices, operating systems, and network conditions. It is verified through compatibility testing. I also conduct stress testing to evaluate the system's ability to handle high volumes of transactions simultaneously and test reliability and performance under peak loads. The system should handle various scenarios gracefully, such as payment failures, refunds, and transaction notifications. How do you perform risk-based testing on mobile? Our sample answer is, for mobile applications, the approach is to prioritize test cases based on the potential risks and their impact on the app. We should first identify the critical modules essential for the app's operation. For example, user authentication, payment processing, or core business features. To assess the risk associated with each functionality, consider factors like complexity, user interaction frequency, and the potential business impact of failure. High-risk areas receive the most attention in testing, ensuring thorough coverage. We evaluate the likelihood of defects in various parts of the application, which might be based on historical data, the complexity of the code, or new features being introduced. This approach helps in the efficient allocation of testing resources and time, and thereby help focus the efforts where they are most needed. What is your strategy to test large-scale mobile applications? Now you can answer this one as, I start testing with understanding the application's architecture and key functionalities, and then identify critical areas for testing. Then mainly, the below testing types are carried out depending on the app. Scalability and performance testing. I focus on load and stress testing to test that the app can handle high user traffic and data processing without performance issues. This is done by simulating real-world scenarios with varying user loads. Continuous testing. Due to the scale, it is best use case for automation testing. The repetitive and regression tests are automated to improve efficiency and coverage. Use automation testing and set up a CI/CD pipeline for continuous testing. Compatibility testing. Given the broad user base, the app is tested across various devices, operating systems, network conditions, etc. Security testing. Conduct thorough security testing, such as vulnerability scanning and penetration testing, to protect user data and meet regulatory standards. User experience or UX testing. Usability testing helps to test that the app remains user-friendly and intuitive for users, even with complex functionalities. Beta testing. Engaging real users in a beta test phase helps collect valuable user feedback. These real-world usage and scenarios may not be covered in test environments. Monitoring and analytics. Continuously tracking the app's performance and user behavior in production helps resolve any live issues quickly without any impact. Mention some best practices for handling mobile test data. They like to throw this at you. Here is your sample answer. Data masking. Personal testing should be masked and encrypted to protect user privacy. Stick to data protection regulations like GDPR when handling and storing test data. Use of test data management tools. They are used to create, manage, maintain, and dispose of test data quickly. Data segregation. Keep test data separate from production data to avoid any security breaches. Close to real data sets. Use data sets that closely mimic real-world data for more accurate testing results, but do not forget to mask the production data. Maintain test data. Regularly update test data to reflect current user behavior and scenarios. Storage and transmission. Ensure test data is stored and transmitted securely. Use encryption if necessary. Test data disposal. Properly dispose of test data after use to prevent any unauthorized access or use. So those are the questions that they might ask you. And just to make sure that you're fully covered, here's some quick tips for your mobile testing interview. First, understand the basics. Be clear on fundamental concepts of mobile testing, types of mobile apps, whether it's native, web, hybrid, and testing methodologies. Know the automation tools. Familiarize yourself with popular mobile testing tools like testRigor, Appium, Selenium, those types. Be prepared to discuss why and how you use those tools. Follow latest trends. Stay updated with the latest trends, such as the impact of new mobile OS versions, emerging mobile devices, and changes in testing approaches. Use real-world scenarios. Discuss real-world scenarios you have worked on, challenges you faced, and how you resolve them successfully. Discuss test cases and strategies. Talk about how you design test cases and strategies, particularly for different types of testing like functional, performance, security, and usability. Gain automation knowledge. If the role involves test automation, discuss your experience with automation tools and scripting languages. Explain how you decide what to automate and what to test manually. Security and privacy awareness. Understand the importance of security, especially with apps that handle sensitive user data. Performance testing skills. Show your performance testing skills and the metrics you use to test an app. Read here about QA testing KPIs. Practice your soft skills. Have examples that showcase your communication, teamwork, and problem-solving skills. Attend mock interview. Practice with mock interviews to build confidence. And prepare questions to ask them. Have a set of questions ready for the interviewer about the company, the team, their projects, or technologies they use. This shows your interest in working with them. So there you have it. We're done with the popular interview questions you might be asked about mobile testing. Now, if you wish to read these and refer back to them at any time, we've linked down below in the additional resources something for you. Go save it and you're good to go. If you liked this, make sure you hit like and subscribe to the channel with the little bell for more informative content on artificial intelligence, software testing, and engineering. Your support makes sure that we can build more content that aligns with your goals. Now, if you have any questions, hit the comments down below. Go ahead and throw that question in there and we'll be sure to answer it promptly. We'll provide a great answer for you and we can make sure that you get that job you're looking for. See you next time. Take care.